distance of Sharper. So if they don't think they can get anything out of this, they might be better off denying those points. Keep it at a gap of 14 instead of, 16.
Obviously, if Sharper Esport do get both kills here and the win, they will leapfrog Fury, dropping them to 6th place. Kim Siver does confirm the knock on to Sulaby. Now they can sort of branch out and push to Imuma. Nades galore. Spell the demise for him very, very shortly here. The fancy music has been turned on, but I don't think it's necessary. This is as good as done.
No food shields is here. Will soon. Seed swaps and survives for half a second longer, but it's not going to matter. There goes one of the Fury members. Waiki Kamuka out of the picture early on in the piece. Long K has also knocked Mad Dog here, and Angel Alliance doesn't look like they're going to be going 3 from 3 here, Xenox. They are in a very big spot of bother.
I certainly agree with that, as they are going to be eliminated in last place, first to last, unfortunately, for Angel Alliance. Really, anything from here is just a bonus. They've already had an amazing tournament as a whole, representing the Philippines. They can feel pretty happy with really whatever happens from here. LG Divine, though, as I said, there's now Unicorn that have pushed close by to them. You can see just on the other side of that ridge. There goes the 3-man army of Fury, sending it through the fields. They will rotate past Victim Rise. Basically, go to the crossroads now. You can see over on the whites, you've got Cerberus. Behind Fury on the other side, on the west is Sharper Esports. They're just sending it down this highway, which is going to play right into the hands of Magic Esports. Drixie's found a kill onto Boss Sense, and Fury have decided to just pull up here, which is not bad. I mean, the terrain, it seems, has been able to at least block the vision of Cerberus, Magic Esports, and Sharper Esports.
Yeah,
honestly, this is like the holy spot.
This is about as good as it's going to get for Fury, because again, I'm looking at the map and like half of this circle is just a field. Purple Mood goes out in 15th place as we're talking about it, but I think Fury, with that rotation, are going to be the last team that's going to get a center circle position and not be too disappointed by where they end up, because really that looks like the only spot that there's going to be relative safety when this circle does end up moving. So we'll see how that ends up for them. Gen Foss here, cooking a grenade, knows that Daytrade is just above him. They're probably not going to get rid of Flash, and he'll be fine for the moment. We see Sophia dropping in the kill feed there as well. So Bay, maybe that aggressive playstyle seems to have come undone a little bit.
Probably wasn't always going to work out for the entire game. We're getting close to the 20-minute mark as well, right? So running out of space, and if you make a mistake, you're going to get punished for it. Hydra Gaming.
They're going right in on Fury at the moment, and just pulled up below them outside of that. That circle shift, again, is just incredibly rough for all of these teams that we're looking at the moment. Daytrade, Victim Rise, Booram, Cerberus, all these teams have to move. Angel Alliance from the future. It's a disgusting circle shift, to be quite honest. And considering these teams are actually fighting at the moment, it's not going to get any easier for them. Once they do inevitably, one of them win this fight, they're going to have a long rotate in and a hard rotate in as well. The smokes are keeping Daytrade fairly safe for the moment, but they're about to fade away. Grenades are landing on top of them as well. Victim Rise pushing up this hill. They want to get rid of Daytrade. That nade right in the middle. It's almost a field goal between all of those Daytrade players. They've survived by the skin of their teeth.
And they're committing those so much utility. All of these smokes, which, as you mentioned, they're not inside of the circle. There's going to be a mad run for it. So even if they can survive this, they're not going to have the smokes to really push into the next circle. Under 2 minutes, you can see that blue now pushing in as well. A couple of members of BTR still in there. Chivret getting taken down. Will be knocked. Gemfoss, Canals, and Chivret all just knocked immediately. Magsimus for Sharper Esport, third partying, getting involved. So there's only one up now at the moment for BTR. Samoy sending it into these fields, trying to just hold on for as long as possible. But Blood, 13-year-old with the perfection aim from a distance here for phase 5, gets Fury's second kill of the game. But we sort of go back up north. Unicorn, Magic Esport, one of those two teams surely is going to spell the end of LG Divine's run here in match 21.
Yeah, well, one of those two from the future might be the team to spell the end of Booram's run as well, because you can see they're the team that's actually inside the circle right now. They've got a bit of a read on Bay. They can also see Booram rotating just to the south of Eminence. Booram that's not yet in. So they're going to be copping shots from Bay. Just run over Canaxi. That's gone all wrong. God Meow at least does get rid of Loki's, and from the future will come in to eliminate the rest of the Bay players. But it hasn't helped Booram all that much at all. Daytrade Gaming here as well. It's an utter bloodbath. Everyone's dead, except from the future. Even Daytrade's lost a couple of players in that. But Booram's out in Knights, and that's the important factor. That's the important storyline here for the rest of this game. The top team has barely gotten any points out of this game, and that double nade was insane. I don't know how Inside and Fury have actually survived, but they're somehow clinging to dear life.
Yeah, by the skin of their teeth. Booram only picked up 3 points for this match. It's not really a lot. Fortunately for them, the other teams below them quite a distance away didn't even really have good games. I mean, Division X Gaming, for example, as well, only picked up 5 points, so not a big game there. Cerberus probably too far behind. Fury lacking. They've only got the 3 players, and LG Divine, as we know and as we've seen, lost 2 players very early on so far. They've only been able to scrape 2 points together. How many more can Levi's and Nikki really achieve as well, considering they're right on the blue as well? Now, Fury do make the early move, as you said, over to the hut, because we've got the field finished. We've been sort of speaking about it for the majority of the game. The circle kept shifting over and over and over, and now it's finalized on this location. So Fury has gone early, but because they've gone so early, they're the only target. Everyone else is on cliffs. They're on the edge of circles. So Fury's the main target at the moment. That's why they got eliminated. Potentially went too early for their own good. Right idea, but it just didn't work out.
Yeah, I mean, I get the idea behind that one for Fury because they want to set up a little compound with the vehicles, but the problem was there was just such a crossfire and there was nowhere that was actually safe inside of that little hut. They might have been better off fighting Cerberus, but to be honest, a 4-on-3, Cerberus with the high ground pushing in on top of them, I don't know that that would have gone all that much better for them. So I like the decisiveness from Fury, I'll give them that much, but unfortunately, it's not really going to do enough to close the gap against Booram. It's still a 40-point gap, and now they've only got 3 games to play with. I'm prepared to call it there. There's no chance of a first place anymore for Fury. Maybe still for Division X Gaming, although probably not. It's really just a 2-horse race now, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, what about Cerberus? Here's the thing, right? They've still got 4 players up in this match. The longer this goes on, the placement points go up.
Sure.
Likelihood that they find a few more kills. If they can get to around 150 sort of points here, that puts it down to a 31-point margin with 3 games to go. Not impossible. There's only 1 kill on the board, though, at the moment, and Subang's been knocked down, and they're still going to win this fight, though, against From the Future. This is almost sort of tournament-on-the-line stuff right now for Cerberus Esports, and From the Future have got the better of them. Already 1 knock, Sololsey has been taken away by Triple X. Fortunately, though, Hisaki has got the trade. 8 kills from the Future, popping off this game, and they're putting a dent into the campaign of Cerberus Esports as well. Down to 5 teams remaining. Sololsey, Basil. What can they do to somehow keep the hopes alive for Cerberus Esports? Gypsy Danger, I'm not sure exactly what just happened there. I guess he just wanted to die.
I mean, as soon as he cops that
waiting for
headshot,
Basil to get in the truck.
as soon as he cops that headshot, he basically just has to give up because he's going to be dead either way. So I think you're right. I think he was waiting for him to get into the truck, but the headshot came across from the Cerberus player, and that was that. He knew he was dead, so he just stood still and sort of took it. Basically,
Oh my
we're
God,
actually
look at
kind of
this.
looking at a position here where Sharper Esports should be the favoured team to win, although that knock onto 6 sacks probably puts a little bit of a dent in their plan. It's actually going to be only 3 alive because no one can res him. It's gone, it's fairly central. Maximus might make the run here to see if he can get the res onto 6 sacks. Team Siva providing the overwatch.
Well, he probably wanted to make that run anyway, right? With this phase 7 circle, his position was very much on the edge. Sololsey, though, stops the medic from getting to his patient that needed to be revived. So Kim Siva's going to send it 3rd time's the charm, maybe for Sharper Esports. Make sure you don't run anyone over. Of course, you can't really see anything there with the smoke, but he does get in. We'll lay down 1 more. Obviously, no one's close enough that they can get to this shack. Well, not shack, but the hay bale position. Sololsey has been knocked, and he finally gets rid of that pest. Basil, the last one will have to Cerberus, but yeah, no one's close enough to go for a sort of a nade. What this does do, though, is it does allow Unicorn to make the dash over, get into the circle, while Sharper Esport were getting all of those revives, so it meant there was less pressure on them coming in from the west. They're inside of the circle now here, and they're actually with a big chance of overtaking Ferox. Unicorn have been dead last since probably game 1, Jordan, and now with only a couple of games to go, they might be able to leapfrog.
They're getting breached, though. Tonke is just absolutely sending it right at the res right now. It's 2 ans. He's not even on the res, but he might have to be if you are going to be correct in your predictions, Enox, because I don't know if one player from Unicorn can survive long enough to actually get any more points on the board here. Tonke throwing all the utility that he's got right at that little hut, but the Molotov sails a little bit too far. He's got a nade in hand now as well here, 2 ans, so we'll see if he chucks that one back at Tonke, but that's not a fun spot to be for 2 ans from Unicorn Cyber.
Okay, not.
Look at him, he's on 1 HP. Never mind, he's dead.
He's
Don't
gone.
worry, he's out of there. So Ferox will retain 15th place.
For now,
For now, yes.
3 games to go, of course, so anything can happen there. It's good to see Unicorn sort of fighting until the end. No one really wants that wooden spoon. Tonke is finally going to die. Massive performance, though, from Sharper Esport to get them into 6th position, overtaking Angel Alliance. Cerberus have just pushed up into the top 4, by the way. Fury dropping out of the top 3, then now the top 4. Fortunately, declining a little bit as we get towards the end of this season. Imama holding on, along with Sulaby, but Sulaby's no longer inside of the circle. Basil as well, getting Cerberus just some extra valuable placement points, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get anything else here, because Imama doesn't have to move. He's inside of the circle, and unfortunately for Basil, he's outside of the circle. And as soon as he tries to get into this next phase, he's basically just going to die to Sharper Esports.
Oh, there goes his cover, and there goes his life. It's not Sharper Esport that ends up getting the kill, it's Imuma, but that's worked out pretty nicely for Magic Esport. Another point on the board. Been pretty, good game actually for Sharper though. When we sort of started the day, they were in 7th place. We were talking about them potentially being able to get up into maybe 3rd. And they've done a really, really good job of closing that gap quite substantially. It's quite likely even that they're going to close it even a little further. They won't be able to overtake Division X Gaming just yet, but they are definitely going to be within a stone's throw distance of that 3rd place. Assuming they do win this. It's a 4-on-2 against Magic though, let's be real. They should most definitely be winning this.
Yeah, well, for me, it just comes down to if they can actually complete the 2 kills. Whether or not Magic Esport, yeah, Sulaby maybe just dies to the blue.
I mean, that could be,
maybe just Molotovs himself.
yeah, it could be a good point because Magic Esport theoretically are still in chasing distance of Sharper. So if they don't think they can get anything out of this, they might be better off denying those points. Keep it at a gap of 14 instead of, 16.
Obviously, if Sharper Esport do get both kills here and the win, they will leapfrog Fury, dropping them to 6th place. Kim Siva does confirm the knock onto Sulaby. Now they can sort of branch out and push to Imima. Nades galore. Spell the demise for him very, very shortly here. The fancy music has been turned on, but I don't think it's necessary. This is as good as done. Sharper Esport are going to collect the chicken dinner. Well, it's been a long time coming. Their first chicken dinner for PCS3 APAC. Sharper Esport will jump into the top 5 with 3 games to go. A very impressive performance.
Yeah, really, really solid stuff from them. I mean, I guess we sort of expected it. Sharper has been one of the more consistent teams, actually, over the course of this season. It's just that they haven't been able to get a 1st place up until this point. They've had a couple of 2nd places, a couple of 4th places.